Hi, and welcome to the Supermom Naptime Biz Chat. We are over in Blab today to interview Jaya Rose, and she is a health and fitness specialist in. And just tell us a little bit more about what you do, because I love the way that you titled yourself. So yeah, tell us more about what you do.
I'm not sure where you saw the title. You know how we're ever evolving and changing. So I'm like, what is someone going to say? I don't know. So I'm an intuitive lifestyle coach and a fitness expert. So I kind of marry a number of things, but it has everything to do with the booty, mind, and spirit. So you titled this interview very well.
Yeah, I saw that on your Facebook page. So I
Right.
was like, oh, I love that. I think
Yeah.
that we could title that the name of this broadcast. So
Yeah, totally. I try and use that everywhere I go because it is so it's true. It's like I do fitness, and at the same time I have done fitness for so long that I have evolved in the process, and I do much more than fitness at this point in my career. And that's just one piece of things, right? You could be
yeah,
totally fit and not be happy and feel successful in life. So it's
totally,
definitely just one piece of it.
totally. I love that. And so tell us like a little bit about how you started. I think you've been a personal trainer for a long time. So can you
Hmm.
give us a picture of how that evolved?
Yeah. So I was a personal trainer for about 13 years, and I had fitness studios, and I loved it. Like I was that person that never didn't even call out sick when I was sick because I literally just loved my clients. I loved going to work. And something happened. I got like I almost call it like a bug in my ear or something. In fact, someone introduced me to Marie Forleo, and she was
Hmm.
launching B School. I ended up not doing B School, but I was so inspired by her message. And the one thing she said, and which most people who follow her, I'm sure, have heard, but it struck me so deeply that we all have a gift to give. And if we're not giving it, like in a sense, if we're not screaming it from the rooftops, then we're really stealing it from those people. And it made me
Yeah.
realize, okay, I've been in my comfort zone. Yeah, I'm good at what I do and I help X amount of people, but I could do way more and I have way more to offer. And so from that point forward, I ended up hiring a business coach. That was about a year ago. And then taking my business 100% online just in the past few months.
That's so exciting.
So it was a process, but it was definitely like I've been hell bent on just getting my message out there, clarifying my message, reaching the people that really need it. And as you know, that's no small feat.
No. And I love how you say clarifying and going back to it, because I do work with a lot of clients and like they feel so much pressure like when they are
Mm,
creating the message and the copywriting of their title and what
mm-hmm.
they do. And that evolves so much in our business. Like we need to give ourselves permission, I think, to have that version 1.0 and be
Totally.
okay with like more versions will come out as we move along, right?
Yes, that is such a good lesson. I was actually watching Shark Tank last night because I love Shark Tank. And Mark Cuban said, uh, perfectionism kills progress. And it might have been another word he used, but it was essentially that. And I was like, I'm so blessed that I'm not a perfectionist. In fact, if I was doing something else, it might not even help me as much as it helps me as being an entrepreneur because I will just like put stuff out all the time. And I don't really care that much if it's perfect. I don't even care if anybody, I mean, I want reaction, but if I don't get it, I'll learn from that. And I think that
Exactly.
what you're saying, and for someone that's a perfectionist, I think they have to work on that a lot
For
and just
sure.
like give themselves permission to say, what I'm putting out there right now is probably the best thing I can do right now. And most likely I'll learn from it. Right.
Yeah. Either way, like if it doesn't take off or if it does,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to learn what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. But that can be really scary.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
So
that's
tell
why people
me
don't do it.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so hang on, she dropped her toy. She's playing with little Tupperware containers. That works.
She's doing very well.
So okay, so and then tell me, I saw that you've been on TV shows and all of that, and that really sparked my interest to want to do this interview.
Oh,
So
cool.
tell me a little bit about what you are doing and how you got that, more about that.
Yeah, so I'm the regular fitness and lifestyle expert on AM Northwest, which is a local Portland morning show. I go on once a month and I alternate. I do like a fitness. This last time I did a fitness routine, but then next time I'll do a seated, more like the mind spirit part of things. So it's really the booty, mind, and spirit. And I got that because I pitched myself to them. And I knew that that was going to be a good angle for me. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it. And I ended up taking someone's business summit. And one of the guest experts on there was somebody, I wish I remember his name because I actually learned so much from him. It's kind of crazy. I don't even know his name, but his whole thing is specializing in getting people to get on TV. And so I just watched his segment, which you know how those summits are. You can get a lot from it, but if you don't follow through, you don't get anything,
right? Yeah.
So I ended up just like remembering the couple tips that he gave me, which I can tell you what they are. It was that the PDF that you attach to your pitch email is the most important thing, and that your headshot is actually the most important thing. Where sometimes you hear like a headshot's maybe not, but I think it is. And so I was really thinking about that, like what my headshot looked like, and that I pitched myself in third person on my PDF. And I think he talked about that too. So it sort of made it look more like maybe a publicist had done it versus me talking about myself.
Right.
I just think it gave it a more professional spin. He also said, like, follow up with them and call them as soon as you send the email to call. And even if you leave a message, but just to say, hey, I just want to make sure you got this. I sent you something. And it basically just gave me permission to be way more intense about it than I probably would have been like, oh, they didn't like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't have that. And sometimes you just need permission. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so I really value that that one interview. I got a lot out of that. And I ended up not hearing back for about a month. And what happened? And then she emailed me and said, oh, I just found your email. It was in this other email bin. And would you like to come on Tuesday? And that was like on a Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So that was a little crazy. And I knew it was kind of like a prove myself moment, because I asked her, is this something maybe you'd be interested in continuing? And she was like, yeah, they were looking for someone to come on monthly. So I ended up going and doing it. And I thought I did great, but then she didn't call me back. And so that permission to be a little pushier than normal, I ended up following up with her 5 times.
Wow.
5. Like, I did 4 emails. She wrote me back and was like, oh, sorry, I had never gotten your emails. And I was like, okay, this is
And imagine if you would have stopped right after the 4th email.
Yeah. Or the 1st.
Yeah.
Like when most people would have been like, I already went on TV. She already saw me. It would have been so easy to just talk myself out of being that pushy and being that confident, really, because the old me would have been like, oh, they just didn't like me.
So true. Yeah.
Right. So then I went back on, and now I go on monthly. So it all worked out great. And it was not because they beat down my door because I'm so amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
it was because
you had to present yourself to them, because they wouldn't have known about you, right? Like if you hadn't said, this is what I do, right? Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not my Facebook friend. They're not like, probably they're not watching this blab. If they were, but I think the old me really would have been that way and was like, well, I know I'm good at what I do. So why don't other people see it? And it's like that lesson of putting yourself out there and, like Marie Forleo says, screaming it from the rooftops. It just really resonates with me. And I remind myself of it all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the only reason I do it, is because I'm like, there are people that need what I have to offer.
So true. Yeah.
And I think about them, and I think about those women who really need a support and guidance in stepping into more of their best self, and that I can help them. And that's just wrong if I don't put my name out there.
I love that. So tell me about like some of the mindset you're saying, like you affirm this whole thing about getting your message out there, but what else did you do mindset wise to get there?
Really inundating myself with people who have done it. And I know you probably do the same thing and I'm sure you promote that, but you have to surround yourself. And so I heard that so many times, and I'm like, well, I don't know anybody else personally really that's doing what I'm doing. So how do I surround myself? So I did it with listening to books on tape because I have a toddler and I don't read books.
I read books on Audible.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. So, but that is so powerful. I love that. I feel like I can absorb better actually, just listening, and so many YouTube videos and free summits. And I have had a business coach for the whole year. So I've had a lot of good guidance, but really asking for the help. Like I was just last week, like, I feel like I need some more support, just more like emotional support, which is such a piece of everything, So I hired a life coach. So like I have a business coach and a life coach, and there are times that I probably financially should not have done it.
Me too.
Right. And I'll do it anyway, because I'm like, whatever it takes to elevate myself, even if I don't feel like I'm quite there, I do the thing, I reach for it. And I think that just takes a commitment and a little bit of discipline.
Yeah.
And
you know what? And I think that belief in yourself, because if you know that it's not, and I was just talking with somebody the other day, like once you find the thing that you're supposed to do, right? Like that thing that you need to shout from the rooftops.
Yeah.
It's no longer a matter of if you're going to make it. Like you will, if you apply yourself. Yeah. So it's just a matter of when.
I got chills.
It's a matter of when. And so when you know that, when you believe that 100% at your core, there is no amount of money that's too scary to spend. That's what I personally feel.
Yeah. And at the same time, it might be scary every time you reach the new threshold, but it's not too scary. Like that's what you said. You didn't say it's not scary.
No, it's just not too scary because you're going to earn it back. And I had to do that. I mean, I invested in a mindset coach and a business coach while my daughter was in the hospital, racking up $1 million. I'm not kidding, $1 million hospital bill. So I knew, first of all, we have insurance. So I had faith, right? That the insurance was going to
cover it.
But I also had faith in my ability to progress my business by doing that. And I knew that was my way to be able to make an income from home. And so I made those investments anyways. And I'm not going to tell you it wasn't scary at all, because it totally was. But having that faith makes it so much more, I don't know, it just makes it more doable, right?
It does. And I think the faith, because faith can be such an ambiguous thing. How do you get faith? And to me, it's about, I'm the queen of practical change.
Me too.
It's not about, and I'll mix spirituality to me is almost practical in a lot of ways. It's just sort of like my thing. So, it's like, well, what does faith feel like? And it comes from practicing doing it.
Yeah.
It's the practice of it. And I think initially it does take a spark or a commitment. And if you don't have a strong spark or feeling about what you need to do, then I think that's the place to start to build your own mojo and see what comes. But once you started that by saying, when you know what you need to do, when you have that thing that you need to scream, then from there, it's the commitment to that. Like anything, like you're married, I'm married. I know what a commitment is. A commitment is that you stick with it, whether it's hard or easy, and whether it feels good or bad.
Yes.
And so it's the faith. It's like the faith comes and you build the faith and you practice the faith by staying committed and disciplined.
Totally. Yeah. And it does. And I hate to say, because people think, oh, well, she works from home. That must be so easy.
No.
No.
That's not easy. No.
It still takes that commitment and that everyday showing up, right?
With your baby on your lap doing this interview.
Exactly. Crying. It doesn't matter, right? I'm still here. And, and being creative too, I talk about with childcare, being creative, because we don't have any family here. So for us, it's just being creative with how I can entertain them. And
look, she's so cute. What are you doing? Are you done with your Tupperware?
Yeah. So
Oh.
tell us a little bit about your program. I know you have a program coming out. So tell us a little bit about it and how people can find you and all of that good stuff.
So I have an online fitness academy, and I started this with the fitness because I was doing personal training at the time. That was like the natural progression. So I have a 21-day ab challenge, which is super inexpensive and a great way to get your feet wet kind of thing. And then what I really love is the online fitness academy, because that's the way people are really going to see big life changes. And if they can commit to that, that's okay. It's okay. Gotta nurse the baby. I'll drink water. We'll rehydrate.
We'll drink together. She's not having it. She's like, no, that's not what I want.
She is so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Aw. We just to look at baby the whole time. Wait, what was the question?
So you're saying it's a fitness academy.
Yeah. So basically I stopped being a personal trainer, and I created an online fitness academy where I can be someone's personal trainer it's $59 a month, which is like, I'm not even going to tell you how much it was for people to come see me. You know what I mean? And to me, this is part of that, like, this is so accessible to people. And it's a way for busy mamas, just like you and me, where it's like, okay, I have 10 minutes and I have no clue what to do. And so it's structured really to fit into a busy mama's lifestyle. And it's also well-rounded, because it's so easy to not know what to do unless you're a fitness expert. How do you know what to do?
Right.
And that's very common, to be doing things wrong, which is like a total waste of time.
True.
And when you have when you have very little time, that's not good. So I call it the ultimate solution for busy mamas. And it really is what it is. I put out 4 videos. I'm like doing four videos every 2 weeks. So it's 8 new videos a month. And it's a 10-minute cardio, 20 or 15-minute yoga, 20-minute strength, and then like an 8-minute targeted booty and core. And so you can just do like 8 minutes of booty and core if you have no more time. And
that's perfect.
It really is. So I end up doing my own videos at this point, which is so ridiculous in some ways. But I just ignore that it's me, because I know that I can just do it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I call her. I'm just like, I do what she says. Like it's so weird.
Did you see, somebody asked in our group if somebody had any tips for doing video, because they were shy, and I was like, I don't watch the videos. That's a good idea, though, is to pretend you aren't the one. It's the other person that she's doing the videos.
It is like, separate yourself. Tip. Yes. Yeah. I always watch the videos that I put out for some reason, but that I learn a lot from it. But I think it's a good way to start, because you won't put it out if you watch it initially, right? You're just like, you'll be too critical. So when you get past the critical part of yourself and then just learn from it. I actually started with my online business having a lot of video skill, because I used to do video journals years ago. Fun. Like 8 years ago, I did for like a year. I did it, and I would watch them back, and I learned a lot from it. It's weird, but it really works.
Oh, good. Okay. I guess, I mean, it wouldn't be too bad to watch them. For me, if I watch it before I put it out, I won't put it out.
Right.
So I'll put it out, and then if I need to refresh and take a peek back, like with interviews, I'll do that, because I like to take quotes out of it. Mm-hmm. I think that's fun. And so I'll watch those, but I'll just listen more than anything.
Yeah. Well, whenever you get to the point where you can watch it, I think it just helps with things like facial expressions and weird little things like that, where you're just like, how do you hold your head? And I will notice that there are times that I thought I was putting energy out, and I literally was like this, because I was tired or something. And so learning to like control those little things, I think it's just where you can take it to the next level and get like a little more of a polished look. But I think you're very, very right in terms of the first step.
Yeah.
The first step is just do it.
That's why Periscope was like a life changer, because I didn't have to view them. Like I would just be
you're just like, okay, done and done.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to have to wrap up. Tell us where people can find your academy and where they can sign up. You can enter it down at the bottom under send message.
Let's see here. Add your 2 cents. So my website is Booty, Mind, and Spirit, and I have 2 weeks free of my Fit Life Academy because, you know, people are funny about commitment, and I'm like, you know what? Just try it for 2 weeks, and that's that.
Cool. That sounds good.
Yeah, try it. See if you do it. See if it works for your lifestyle.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all of the biz tips. Like,
For sure.
I think that this is going to be so helpful. I know a lot of the women in our group are doing health and fitness related things, so this will be so helpful for them. And
Nice.
also,
Awesome.
like, I just love that you got yourself out there and pitched to the local media. Like, that is just so amazing. I commend you for that. I think that that's awesome. And you've inspired myself and other people, I'm sure, to just step a little bit out of our comfort zone.
That's what it's about. Sure. Yeah, I would not say any of it has been very comfortable. Yeah, that's it for sure. So thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, talk soon.
To you later. Bye.